Meenakashi, Lekhi.
Please, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, sir, a lot has already been spoken on the good points so far as the Amendment Act is concerned, and why ordinance needs to be converted into an act, and I congratulate my government to set the procedures right for any parliamentary practice. The ordinance is definitely not the way unless it is emergent, but the way is to take the matter to the parliament and pass an enactment in the form of an act. Now, coming to this particular SEBI and SCRA Amendment Act, the need for this was basically fourfold: that the investments had to be protected, which were going unmonitored, and the violators were having a cushy time, they were not being challenged. Thirdly, the strengthening of investigative and prosecutorial powers of the SEBI, which have been strengthened by this amendment, and 2007 guideline for consent settlement was challenged before the Delhi High Court in 2012, by virtue of which basically the PIL challenged that SEBI did not have the powers to enter into a consent settlement, so those powers had to be brought in upon the SEBI, and agreement for exchange of information with foreign regulators, where again the empowerment of SEBI was required, and that's why these amendments. My point is very simple. If we really want to strengthen and do away with the Ponzi schemes, there is no provision in the Act or how the money needs to be spent for IPEF, that there are advertisement in the newspapers, there are various kinds of method by which people are attracted to such schemes, and there is no regulation of that. So to prevent any such scheme which can cheat people in future needs to be monitored, and there is no monitoring mechanism which SEBI is following. The second point is, when you give the limit of 100 crore, let me bring on record that 45% of our GDP is made by small retailers and small investors. Now, small investors and small retailers, again, if you put the basic amount to be 100 crore and above, the small investor does not get protection, so this limit needs to be done away with. Thirdly, the budgetary allocation for enforcement needs to be made, which the Act definitely is not providing for. Foreign regulators, of course, we are exchanging information with, but foreign fraudsters, how they will be dealt with is not provided for in the Act. IPEF has been discussed that the money which will be disgorged will be utilized for IPEF fund for empowering the investor, but how, in what proportion that money needs to be spent is not been discussed. And IPEF, under the Companies Act, the first right on any such seized amount lies with the investor. That right under the Companies Act is provided for, but a similar right under the SEBI and SCRA Act is not provided for, so that needs to be corrected. And with these words, I only thank my government for introducing the Amendment Act.
Thank you.